weekly fix of soft-spoken fantasy? Get comfortable. It's time to journey to Fairyland Planet. Remember to hit that like and subscribe for more. Now let's gently step into chapter 3. In 3, 2, 1. It was a big day in Fairyland whenever the Council of Uncles came. Bigger in a way than either Christmas or Circus Time, because they came twice a year, and the Council of Uncles only once. I had adjusted the controls of the weather generators the night before, so that the arrival day dawned warm and clear. The kids were all dressed in Sunday best, and the festival flags were flying from the top of the buildings across the side of Daddy's tower that faced the desert and spaceport. A multicolored banner constructed by the third graders proclaimed, "Welcome, Uncles." The kids were gathered in the courtyard at the foot of the tower, their eyes scanning the green sky for the glimpse of Uncle's spaceship. Up in the tower at the radar console, I picked up a blip about 300 kilomiles. I interrogated, and the target trace blinked in the proper code sequence. I turned on the Kittycom system and announced that we had just received a message from the cold side of number 1 sun. The sound of cheering drifted up from the courtyard. "The uncles will be here in 10 minutes, I said. "Mommy, will you lead us in a rehearsal of the welcome song, please?" I stood by the window, listening to the vast sound of 137 voices, each trying to outdo the other in amplitude and sincerity. It was discordant. It was childish. It was even a bit ludicrous. But I loved it. I loved it without quite understanding it. And it made me feel happy, yet sad at the same time. I took the elevator down to the loading platform and drove the monorail car out to the spaceport, which was 10 miles from Fairyland, across the arid, lifeless desert. We'd built the dock close enough for easy access, yet far enough away so that the awesome sight of a spaceship landing or blasting off wouldn't generate too much curiosity in the kids. It was a link with the outside world, a world that had no reality for them, and for that reason could not stand too close on inspection. The Earthship was snuggling comfortably into the dock as I climbed out of the car. I ran across the landing platform and pressed the control switch that lowered the gangway against the ship's hatch. Boswell, the council chairman, was the first down the gangway. He was short, fat without being flabby, and completely bald, except for a fringe of white fuzz around the back of his head and over his ears. He had an oversized nose and bright blue eyes that twinkled perpetually. The kids called him Uncle Chub. Well, 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 Harry. You look fine. Fine. Good to see you. How's it going? Fine, sir. Just fine. His 3 colleagues followed close on his heels. I shook hands with each of them. 2 of them I'd known as long as I had Boswell, ever since I'd become the 3rd daddy of Fairyland. There was old Eager, lean and tall and solemn, with never much to say. The kids called him Uncle Thin. Good to see you, Harry. How are you doing? Then there was Hopkins, about my age, and therefore younger than either Boswell or Eager. A nice medium guy. Hopkins, medium build, medium gray hair, medium voice. Affable without being garrulous. Intelligent without being stuffy. The kids called him Uncle Happy. Hi, Dad. How's the gang? The 4th councilman was a stranger. Boswell introduced him as William Pettigrew. He was slightly built, fidgety, shrill-voiced, and weasel-faced. His mouth was fixed in a perpetual smirk, and I formed a dislike for him, immediate and intense. I wondered what the kids would call him, and a suggestion immediately came to mind. Uncle Jerk. Can't say I approve of this place at all, said Pettigrew, as we climbed aboard the monocar. Matter of fact, I strongly disapprove. Well, sir, I said, trying not to gnash my teeth. I don't quite see how you can be so certain until you've seen it. Principle. Matter of principle. I didn't answer. Happy caught my eye and winked. A rousing cheer came from the kids down in the courtyard as we climbed out of the car. Then I heard the brief, plaintive whimper of Mommy's pitch pipe, and once again, the welcome song reverberated through Fairyland. The uncles waved with the exception of Pettigrew, who fidgeted until the song was finished. As we descended into the lift, he said, "This place must cost the taxpayers a tidy sum. As a matter of fact, we're almost self-sustaining," I said. "A few tons of reactor fuel per annum is all we require to." "Don't humor him, Harry," said Boswell. "Let him read the report." Pettigrew glared, but except for an inaudible mutter, he took Boswell's squelch without comment. I was wondering what significance might be hidden in this addition of a 4th uncle to the council. But I finally shrugged it off. Earthside politics bored the hell out of me. Mommy was waiting to greet us as we stepped out of the elevator, and Uncle Chubb gave her a big hug. "How's the First Lady of the Galaxy?" he said, and she brightened as though it were a spontaneous compliment she were hearing for the first time. instead of the 20th. Then the kids broke rank and milled around us, squealing and laughing and firing questions about Santa Claus. Being new, Pettigrew received a good deal of attention. Who are you? What's your uncle's name? What's your uncle name? Do you live with Santa Claus or with the fairies? How cold is the cold side of number 1 sun? Do you like merry-go-rounds better than roller coasters? The pelting of this verbal barrage sent him spinning like a crippled spaceship, and I wedged myself through the ring of kids to rescue him. Come on, gang, break it up. Pettigrew gave me a look of wide-eyed terror. They're insane, he whispered. Look at them. They're adults, but they act like children, I said. That's what they are, Mr. Pettigrew. I thought the other counselors had explained. They did, but I never thought. Well, I mean, this is awful. I grinned. You'll get used to it. The whole thing's ludicrous. Ludicrous. He waved an all-encompassing hand that included the kids, Fairyland, its basic concepts, and me. I was getting more disenchanted with this character all the time. Now just a minute, Hugh. A strong hand closed over my arm, and I looked around into the grinning face of Happy. Let's get the program started, eh? He said. Alright, Chimerz. Our journey through Fairyland Planet for today is coming to a close. I hope you found a little piece of tranquility here. If you enjoyed our softly spoken adventure, don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical escapes. So, until next time, Chimerz, I'll see you Starside.